Okay, everyone, welcome to this short presentation on how to write focused thesis statements. I know I've put activities in the class that require you to do this, so I thought I would just do this very brief introduction to give you a better idea. We know that for you to write effective essays, expository essays, you need to have a good command of your sentence structure. So you need to be able to write a variety of sentences. You also need the skill of conciseness, which means I need you to be able to put information exactly how you want the reader to understand it. When we've mastered that, we're going to go on to the thesis. The thesis is that sentence that captures for your reader what the essay will be focused on. So if you have a clear thesis, you're more likely to write a focused essay. After that, we're going to go on to looking at how you develop your outline, which will act as a structure for your essay. Because we know that some people may still have challenges with language and sentence construction and grammar issues, I would like you to take advantage of the resources in the class. There are books like The Least You Should Know About English by Teresa Glacier. There is Writing in English by Professor Hazel Simmons McDonald. There are other grammar books and writing resources available to you on the internet. Take advantage of them. What is a thesis statement? For the purpose of this class, I need you to think of the thesis as that one sentence that communicates what your essay will discuss. It will provide the main points that the essay will develop so that your reader will know exactly what you're going to talk about. So in a way, it is like that thing which provides the message, which gives the message of your essay. What are some of the features of a focused thesis statement? It should be one sentence. I know there are all kinds of creative ways you can get around this, but I need you to work with one sentence for the purpose of this class. It should not be a phrase. It should not be a subordinate clause. It should not be a fragment. It should not be a question. It should be one sentence. It should state the subject of the essay so that when I read your thesis, if I take it out of your essay, it will still make sense to me. It should specify the points that your essay wants to develop. The language cannot be vague. If it's vague, it should be open to several interpretations, and that is not what an exposition is supposed to do. You're supposed to be specific enough so that when we read, we will know exactly what you want to achieve. What do you need to have, or in what frame of mind do you need to be in to begin to focus on how to write a thesis statement? First, you have to understand the topic. If there are ideas or words in that topic that you think may be subject to a different interpretation, make sure you understand it. Have a clear sense of purpose as a writer. Why do you want to write on this? What is it that you want your reader to derive from it? Then you're going to conduct relevant research. Why? We want you to avoid plagiarism. We want you to take advantage of resources that already exist. And we want you to be able to select what you consider to be the most important ideas that are related to this topic that you want to include. We want you to narrow the topic adequately. Why? For example, if the 3 ideas or 4 ideas you choose to use are not all of the ideas, they're just the 4 you have chosen. If I have 10 other ideas in my head, I can only judge you by the 3 or 4 that you stated you're going to imply. So it makes all of us understand the same message, the reader and the writer and the reader alike. You're going to have to choose between what is viable. So if you did research and found 20 ideas, you know you cannot develop 20 ideas in a 600 or 700 word essay. You'll have to find the 3 or 4 that really stand out to you, that have enough support from the literature, and then you will present it in idea of importance so that your thesis is really a structure around which your essay will work. Let us quickly look at this example. The problem of pollution in the Caribbean. Although that phrase has a full stop at the end, it's not a sentence. What about the problem? Who says there is a problem anyway? However, if we go to the next one, which is this, which says the problem of pollution in the Caribbean can be alleviated by creating more efficient public transportation systems, educating citizens, and rewarding healthy environmental practices. We will find that we have 3 main ways by which we want to explain how the problem of pollution can be alleviated in the Caribbean. So this option will provide a good direction for the essay because we know exactly what we want to do. We're not going to discuss every other issue about how to alleviate it. We're only going to be working with these three that we have identified. Okay? So let me leave you with a few do's and don'ts. I'm begging you to make life easy for all of us and to give you the discipline you need to organize your work. Make sure that your thesis is the last sentence in your introductory paragraph. There'll be other brief videos and instructions of how to do other things. So just remember that this is about the thesis statement alone. Do not start your essay with your thesis. Why? Quite a few of you are beginning writers. If you do that, by the time you get to the end of your introductory paragraph, you're not even likely going to remember what you wanted to talk about. So as much as possible, do not start your essay with your thesis statement. Make sure that the thesis is relevant to the topic. Do not include too many ideas because you will not develop them properly, or you will end up writing and there will be no end to what you're writing about. I also want to remind you not to be vague. For example, do not say, the role of a financial planner is very important. Really? What you consider very important may not be very important to me. However, if you specify exactly what you're going to say the role of a financial planner is, then I will have to work with that. Finally, I'm asking, please do not state the obvious. Don't say, this essay will discuss, or this essay will do so and so. I hope we will see that it's an essay you are writing when we read it, so you don't have to say this essay will. By the way you present your information and organize your idea, we will know that this is an essay. So let me leave you with what I consider to be a good example so that we'll be ending on a place where you remember what is good to do. For example, the topic here is birth order. Now, birth order, you all will realize, is the order in which children are born in families. So there is the school of thought that says birth order affects people's relationships. Okay? So this person is saying birth order can affect people's relationship with their parents. That's one idea, with other people, and it can also affect how people navigate relationships as adults. If I see this, I'm going to be judging the essay by how well the writer does these three things. One, relationship with parents, then relationship with others, and finally, how such people navigate relationships as adults. I didn't intend for this to be longer than 6 minutes, but it's almost 8, so I'll have to stop. If you have questions, remember to post them in the forum. I look forward to working with you as I look through your activities. Have a blessed day.